The questioner asks, are we permitted to request you to tell us the manner of your realization? Maharaj answers, somehow it was very simple and easy in my case. My guru, before he died, told me, believe me, you are the supreme reality. Don't doubt my words. Don't disbelieve me. I'm telling you the truth. Act on it. I could not forget his words, and by not forgetting, I have realized. Questioner, but what were you actually doing? Maharaj answers, nothing special. I lived my life, plied my trade, looked after my family, and every free moment I would spend just remembering my guru and his words. He died soon after, and I had only the memory to fall back on. It was enough. Questioner, it must have been the grace and power of your guru. Maharaj answered, his words were true, and so they came true. True words always come true. My guru did nothing. His words acted because they were true. Whatever I did came from within, unasked and unexpected. Questioner, the guru started a process without taking any part in it? Maharaj answers, put it as you like. Things happen as they happen. Who can tell why and how? I did nothing deliberately. All came by itself. The desire to let go, to be alone, to go within. Questioner, you made no efforts whatsoever? Maharaj answers, none. Believe it or not. I was not even anxious to realize. He only told me that I am the Supreme, and then died. I just could not disbelieve him. The rest happened by itself. I found myself changing. That is all. As a matter of fact, I was astonished. But a desire arose in me to verify his words. I was so sure that he could not possibly have told a lie, that I felt I shall either realize the full meaning of his words or die. I was feeling quite determined, but did not know what to do. I would spend hours thinking of him and his assurance, not arguing, but just remembering what he told me. Questioner, what happened to you then? How did you know that you are the Supreme? Maharaj answered, nobody came to tell me, nor was I told so inwardly. In fact, it was only in the beginning, when I was making efforts, that I was passing through some strange experiences, seeing lights, hearing voices, meeting gods and goddesses, and conversing with them. Once the Guru told me, you are the supreme reality, I ceased having visions and trances and became very quiet and simple. I found myself desiring and knowing less and less, until I could say in utter astonishment, I know nothing. I want nothing. Questioner, were you genuinely free of desire and knowledge, or did you impersonate a Nani according to the image given to you by your Guru? Maharaj answered, I was not given an image, nor did I have one. My Guru never told me what to expect. Questioner, more things may happen to you. Are you at the end of your journey? Maharaj answered, there was never a journey. I am as I always was. Questioner, what was the supreme reality you were supposed to reach? Maharaj answered, I was undeceived. That is all. I used to create a world and populate it. Now I don't do it anymore. Questioner, well, where do you live then? Maharaj, in the void, beyond being and non-being, beyond consciousness. This void is also fullness. Do not pity me. It is like a man saying, I've done my work, there is nothing left to do. Questioner. You are giving a certain date to your realization. It means something did happen to you at that date. What happened? Maharaj. The mind ceased producing events. The ancient and ceaseless search stopped. I wanted nothing, expected nothing, accepted nothing as my own. There was no me left to strive for. Even the bare I am faded away. The other thing that I noticed was that I lost all my habitual certainties. Earlier, I was sure of so many things. Now I am sure of nothing. But I feel that I've lost nothing by not knowing, because all my knowledge was false. My not knowing was in itself knowledge of the fact that all knowledge is ignorance. That I do not know is the only true statement the mind can make. Take the idea, I was born. You may take it to be true. It is not. You were never born, nor will you ever die. It is the idea that was born and shall die, not you. By identifying yourself with it, you become mortal. Just like in a cinema, all is light, so does consciousness become the vast world. Look closely, and you'll see that all names and forms are but transitory waves on the ocean of consciousness, that only consciousness can be said to be, not its transformations. In the immensity of consciousness, a light appears, a tiny point that moves rapidly and traces shapes, thoughts and feelings, concepts and ideas, like the pen writing on paper. And the ink that leaves a trace is memory. You are that tiny point, and by your movement, the world is ever recreated. Stop moving, and there will be no world. Look within, and you will find that the point of light is the reflection of the immensity of light in the body, as the sense I am. There is only light. All else appears. Questioner. Do you know that light? Have you seen it? Maharaj answered. To the mind it appears as darkness. It can be known only through its reflections. All is seen in daylight, except daylight. Questioner. Have I to understand that our minds are similar? Maharaj answered. How can it be? You have your own private mind, woven with memories, held together by desires and fears. I have no mind of my own. What I need to know the universe brings before me, as it supplies the food I eat. Questioner. Do you know all you want to know? Maharaj. There is nothing I want to know, but what I need to know, I come to know. Questioner. Does this knowledge come to you from within or from outside? Maharaj. It does not apply. My inner is outside and my outer is inside. I may get from you the knowledge needed at the moment, but you are not apart from me. Questioner. What is Turiya, the fourth state we hear about? Maharaj. To be the point of light tracing the world is Turiya. To be the light itself is Turiyatita. But of what use are names when reality is so near? Questioner. Is there any progress in your condition? When you compare yourself yesterday with yourself today, do you find yourself changing, making progress? Does your vision of reality grow in width and depth? Maharaj. Reality is immovable and yet in constant movement. It is like a mighty river. It flows and yet it is there eternally. What flows is not the river with its bed and banks, but its water. So does the sattva guna. the universal harmony, play its games against tamas and rajas, the forces of darkness and despair. In sattva, there is always change and progress. In rajas, there is change and regress, while tamas stands for chaos. The three gunas play eternally against each other. It is a fact, and there can be no quarrel with the fact. Questioner: must I always go dull with tamas and desperate with rajas? What about sattva? Maharaj: sattva is the radiance of your real nature. You can always find it beyond the mind and its many worlds. But if you want a world, you must accept the three gunas as inseparable: matter, energy, life. One in essence, distinct in appearance. They mix and flow in consciousness. In time and space, there is eternal flow, birth and death again. Advance, retreat, another advance, again retreat. Apparently without a beginning and without end. Reality being timeless, changeless, bodiless, mindless, awareness is bliss. Questioner: I understand that, according to you, everything is a state of consciousness. The world is full of things. A grain of sand is a thing. A planet is a thing. How are they related to consciousness? Maharaj answered: where consciousness does not reach, matter begins. A thing is a form of being which we have not understood. It does not change. It is always the same. It appears to be there on its own, something strange and alien. Of course, it is in the chit, consciousness, but appears to be outside because of its apparent changelessness. The foundation of things is in memory. Without memory, there would be no recognition. Creation, reflection, rejection. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. This is the eternal process. All things are governed by it. Questioner: is there no escape? Maharaj: I am doing nothing else but showing the escape. Understand that the one includes the three, and that you are the one, and you shall be free of the world process. Questioner: what happens then to my consciousness? Maharaj: after the stage of creation comes the stage of examination and reflection, and finally the stage of abandonment and forgetting. The consciousness remains, but in a latent, quiet state. Questioner: does the state of identity remain? Maharaj: the state of identity is inherent in reality and never fades. But identity is neither the transient personality, vyakti, nor the karma-bound individuality, vyakta. It is what remains when all self-identification is given up as false. Pure consciousness, the sense of being all there is, or could be. Consciousness is pure in the beginning and pure in the end. In between, it gets contaminated by imagination, which is at the root of creation. At all times, consciousness remains the same. To know it as it is realization and timeless peace. Questioner: is the sense I am real or unreal? Maharaj: both. It is unreal when you say, I am this, I am that. It is real when we mean, I am not this, nor that. The knower comes and goes with the known. It is transient. But that which knows that it does not know, which is free of memory and anticipation, is timeless. Questioner: is I am itself the witness, or are they separate? Maharaj, without one, the other cannot be. Yet they are not one. It is like the flower and its color. Without flower, no colors. Without color, the flower remains unseen. Behind is the light, which on contact with the flower creates the color. Realize that your true nature is that of pure light only, and both the perceived and the perceiver come and go together. That which makes both possible, and yet is neither, is your real being, which means not being a this or that, but pure awareness of being and not being. When awareness is turned on itself, the feeling is of not knowing. When it is turned outward, the knowables come into being. To say, I know myself, is a contradiction in terms, for what is known cannot be myself. Questioner, if the self is forever the unknown, what then is realized in self-realization? Maharaj answers, to know that the known cannot be me or mine is liberation enough. Freedom from self-identification with a set of memories and habits, the state of wonder at the infinite reaches of the being, its inexhaustible creativity and total transcendence, the absolute fearlessness born from the realization of the illusoriness and transiency of every mode of consciousness, flow from a deep and inexhaustible source. To know the source as source, and appearance as appearance, and oneself as the source only, is self-realization. Questioner, on what side is the witness? Is it real or unreal? Maharaj answered, nobody can say, I am the witness. The I am is always witnessed. The state of detached awareness is the witness consciousness, the mirror mind. It rises and sets with its object, and thus it is not quite the real. Whatever its object, it remains the same. Hence, it is also real. It partakes of both the real and the unreal, and is therefore a bridge between the two. Questioner, if all happens only to the I am, if the I am is the known and the knower and the knowledge itself, what does the witness do? Of what use is it? Maharaj answered, it does nothing and is of no use whatsoever. Questioner, then why do we talk of it? Maharaj answers, because it is there. The bridge serves one purpose only, to cross over. You don't build houses on a bridge. The I am looks at things. The witness sees through them. It sees them as they are, unreal and transient. To say, not me, not mine, is the task of the witness. Questioner, is it the manifested saguna by which the unmanifested nirguna is represented? Maharaj, the unmanifested is not represented. Nothing manifested can represent the unmanifested. Questioner, then why do you talk of it? Maharaj, because it is my birthplace.